welcome to HeKate's Crossing. I'm Paula, by the way, and I had a query in regards to another way you can sort of work with tarot for your own self-development, looking at things maybe a little differently. So what I've done is I've done this on my website before, on my blog. I have sort of discussed it briefly, but let's get into this a bit deeper. Okay, just take me a minute to log on to my website, onto my blog, and let's find the page. Okay, so 1 minute. Okay, so let us continue. What we're looking at here is my blog. HeKate, you go to the Tarot Learning Resources, or the Tarot section, go through the HeKate's or HeKate's Crossing Tarot Learning Resources, click on down to the Life Path Lessons with Numbers and Tarot, if you like, and then we'll go from there. So let's click on to Tarot and Numerology Life Path Card Part 1. So this is one way I love to do as part of a reading. You can begin with your birth date. Okay, so your birth date for me was the 11/3, 1969. Added up the numbers, total 30, breaking it down to the Empress. Okay, and it goes through. Okay, the other way I like doing is using your full name. This one here I've used Jane Shelley Ford. So I've gone through and worked out the numbers for each letter, as you can see there, and then what's it adding up to, the devil, and then looking at the behavior of, you know, what does this card mean. Okay, another thing you can do is looking at the astrology, zodiac, birth signs. So we just go through here, and you can look at your sun sign and taking out the corresponding card. So let's go to this page here. So you can see here, depending on what your sun sign is, to what your major card will be, your court card, your numbered cards. So your numbered cards and your suits, then you got your reigning planet card and your card of the elevated planet. Now they're not all available for all sun signs, don't have the elevated planets. Okay, so you can just see for Pisces, we've got the Moon, Knight of Cups, 8, 10 of Cups, the Hanged Man, and the Empress. Okay, so that's one thing you can look at as well. So just a really quick video just to sort of show you what you can do for that. Okay, so let's go back. So you've got your tarot and astrology. Okay, and I've done my own one here. Birthday post. Born the 11th of March 1969. So I've got the Empress, the Chariot, Justice, the Devil, Wheel of Fortune, and the Tower. And then the Life Path with the Empress, 1960. Sort of breaks up each one. For example, the Life Path card was the Empress. 1969 was the year card of the Chariot. March was, of course, the Empress. 11th of March, 11th is the day, was always about justice. If you're looking at the Rider-Waite-Smith, of course. If you're looking at the Marseille, it's more of a strength card. So then the 11th of March 2017 was the year of the devil. So it goes through 2018, justice. 2019 was the Star. This year was the Hermit. Okay, so we go through and have a look at what that card means for me this year. And then added this aspect of the planetary influences in relation to my birthday. Moon, Knight of Cups, Eight of Cups, Nine of Cups. So it goes through and explains a little bit about that. Just to show you that was my birthday one. The Astrology and Tarot. So just a really quick look. Part 1, we looked at birth dates, the year you were born, and your birth name. So as a whole, you can add up. So you can sort of see how, when you look at how today's energies merge with our own. So you can look on my website to get a bit more information on how it all works. This was just a really quick introduction to show you that you can play different ways that you can sort of work with the cards. So I just really wanted to really sort of show you a little bit. How you look at today's date and look at your birth date and your name and how everything sort of merges together to get a bigger picture. These are all parts of the whole, if you like. So there's so much more involved, of course, but it just gives you a real basic idea about how this all works. So yeah. So remember, if you have a querent whose life path number is between 1 and 22, can give you more info. For example, someone who's 21, the characteristics of the querent are the 21, the World, Empress, Magician, and the High Priestess. Remember to break it up. 2 and 1 is 3, then you've got a 1 energy, and you've got a 2 energy as well. Empress, Magician, and the High Priestess as well to be included in the energies. Remember, this is just an energetic feeling, all part of the bigger picture that I'm just sort of scrolling through as we look at the bigger thing. And then you've got the birth name, you've got it being the devil. When you break out down the name, Jane Shelley Ford, you've got 12, 32, 25, 15, the devil. So with the devil, remember you've also got 1, 5, and 6. So you could include energies of the devil as also energies of the magician, energies of the hierophant, then you've got energies of the lovers as well included in that. So to get the bigger picture, remember this is only part of the picture. Remember you've got more to it when you look at numbers like this. It's not just the devil, it's the magician, the hierophant, and the lovers as well. So yeah, it's just about getting, I mean, you can play with it any way you like. Trust your intuition, trust how you feel, trust what it means to you. It's all about trusting that. Okay, to continue this briefly, I made a mistake when I first added it up. I actually thought it was the Hermit, but I wasn't really thinking about it, and really I wasn't really thinking. It was actually the Hanged Man. It was actually the Hanged Man and the Empress. But also included, when you got the Hanged Man, you also have the energies of the Magician and the High Priestess, and I forgot to get the Magician out. So you can sort of see with my name, if it actually breaks down to the Hanged Man, the other energies that can be included. Like the Hanged Man is 12, right? So 1 and 2. 1 and 2 is 3, so that's the Empress, of course. We have the High Priestess, and we have the Magician as well. So let's find the Magician. That's why it's so important to check your numbers. Mistakes are so easy to make when adding up, working out what the letters are and all that sort of thing. So we're finding the Magician, just to bring those energies in. That's it there, right? So that was to do with my full name, which I'm not going to share here, of course. So this is my full name. These are the energies that are to do with my birth name, if you like, or what energies have been brought in after I was born, actually after I was born, because this is the energy that comes in from the name that my parents gave me, okay? So we've got the Hanged Man, with the Empress, the High Priestess, and the Magician. All that energy comes into play. So it's about looking at, maybe it's about, maybe I find that I sacrifice a lot of myself at times. Maybe I need to look at things from a new perspective, look at things from different angles. I'm very mothering, nurturing. There's a sense of knowing the ancient knowledge, that sort of thing comes through. Maybe it's about being able to manifest what I desire through my own actions that I take. Those sort of things may come into play as well. Okay, so that's that one there. So that's my name. Next is my birth date. Now my birth date, of course, is the Empress. Okay, March. So 11th of March 1969 is the Empress. Okay, now I did talk about as well being looking at these from a different perspective. We're looking at 11. So what did I say these cards were? So we've got Justice. Should have grabbed these before, of course. Justice, Empress, just give me a second. Okay, re-looking at this, you'll see that I've added extra cards here. Re-looking at this, the 11 in this is actually strength. So what I'm going to do is I look at both, what are the connections between justice and strength? That's important for me to look at, because this deck actually has 11 as the strength, not justice. So we have the Chariot being 1969. Okay, now 2020, now I'm talking my whole birthday, so I'm talking that this is also, I'm not just talking about, I'm talking about 11th of March 2020 becomes the year of the Hermit for me, even though this also is the year of the Emperor. 2020 is actually the year of the Emperor. So we've got all this energy coming in to do with my birth date, right? So we've got that my birth is 1960, so 11th of March 1969 is the Empress, okay? The 11 is either going to be strength or justice, right? In this deck, it is about strength. So there's something in this image here that could be really important to my energy at this time, not just the endurance and the traditional not using brute force, but an a courage that comes from within. Not only that sort of energy, there might be something in the imagery that could be really important. So then we've got the Chariot being 1969, right? Then we have the 11th of March 2020 being the Hermit. Okay, so a year of solitude, a year of quiet contemplation, all those things come into play. Now we're looking at the actual 2020 being the Emperor. So we've got all that energy coming in. Okay, now don't forget my birth, my name, my actual name, okay, my maiden name, my birth name, whatever you like to call it, was actually the Hanged Man with the Empress, the High Priestess, and the Magician. So we've got that energy as well. So it's quite a lot to sort of think about. So you've got to break it down, you write it out, you type, write it out and write down your thoughts about each card and what it could mean for you. So it's about taking your time. I'm trying to do a really quick process here. Trying to explain it is a very, it really doesn't do it justice without doing the actual practice. So it's about doing all the energy about it. Okay, so the other thing we're going to look at is our actual being a Pisces, right? So being a Pisces, we're looking at the moon, right? So we begin with the moon card. Then we have the Knight of Cups, or Knight of Swords in this, the Warrior of Swords, which is the same as Knight of Cups, right? Then we have the 8, 9, and 10 of Cups. Because I'm Pisces, remember? And it'll vary for whatever zodiac sign you are, sun sign you are. Okay, so you've got the moon card, Knight of Cups, you've got 8, 9, and 10 of Cups. Okay, now you also have the Hanged Man and the Empress again. Okay, so now you're bringing in all that with the reigning planet and the elevated planet, right? So all that is coming into play as well with being Pisces. Okay, now being Pisces looks at the month of February, March, right? End of February, beginning and middle of March, right? So you've got those energies as well coming in. So again, you're writing it up, you're working it all out. What does it mean to you? How does it influence you? How do they work together? What are the similarities? What are the differences? and looking at the other cards also that have been coming through for your readings, for your whole picture. So what else do all these cards mean together? I know there's a lot of cards in this, but it really does give you a bigger picture when you look at the whole thing. That's why it's important to sort of take your time with it. Don't hurry. You know, even though I felt like I've sort of hurried this a little bit, to actually take your time and work through the process is so important. Okay, so we're looking at your name, your full name. That's your first name, second name, any other names you've got plus your last name. Okay, now I'm talking about your birth name, because remember, when you get married, it changes the energy, changes the vibration, and you can look at that if you want to. If you want to look at how that has influenced you, how that has changed you, go for it. You can do it with your business name. Look at how that influences you and that changes you, or how it influences the business, so to speak. So you can look at things from a different perspective. Look at, so you've looked at your name, okay? You've looked at your birth date. You looked at all the energies and the vibrations around that. You've maybe looked at your current birth date or your current year and how that all connects. You may look at your zodiac sign, your sun sign, your astrological, your planet influences. All those things come into play when you're looking at your cards. Okay, so there's something for you to work on, something to check out. You've had a look at my website. I've shown you, go and have another look, go and have another read of the pages, and enjoy the journey. Okay, that's it from me, from Paula from HeKate's Crossing. Don't forget to check out the links below, check out the links on my channel. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and ring that bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. Take care and blessed.